Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. You know, it really does get frustrating and ridiculous sometimes whenever you are continuously faced with the absolute reality of what is going on every single day in this fucked up world that we live in. And the platitudes and nonsense that pours out of the mouth of our supposed representatives and our supposed elected officials is nothing but fucking bullshit. Complete and utter bullshit. When you see that child poverty, homelessness, and everything else in this country, including unemployment, which is being tricked up and hidden, is at Depression-era levels, and there is absolutely nothing being done about it. Nothing to address it at all. At all. Everything that has been presented in the last, I don't even know how many years now, has been nothing but a complete and utter sham, a proxy, a fucking fake piece of shit bullshit that has addressed no issues and has instead continued the slide of our corporation nation into utter destitute and third world status. This is going on around the fucking world. We're not the only ones that are suffering the indignities of all of this. It's everywhere, all at once. And no one seems to give a shit. No one even cares or notices or tries to make any kind of difference. It just goes on every day the same way. So what if we have more kids in poverty and without food and without homes than since the Great Depression? Doesn't mean shit to me. And of course, you have Barack Obama who doesn't say a goddamn word about poverty in this fucking country because he has to satisfy his Wall Street and corporate backers. Well, he's good with the very broad populist message, but of course, he completely fails to deliver on anything, and he will completely fail to deliver on anything else, except for the continued destruction of this country, so that every bit of wealth can be siphoned out of it for the benefit of the richest rich, while everybody else ends up being a slave for somebody. And that's the facts of life. And Romney is no different. They're exactly the same. It's only a matter of how they're going to accomplish the same motherfucking goal. And then you have a couple of different dynamics that are going on here, which are rather fascinating to watch. And realize just how well crafted things are. Because there is a place and a niche for just about everybody. And when you have disaffected youth mostly, who are fed up with a lot of the things that they have to deal with when they're concerned about government intrusion into their lives, and whenever they have issues that are important to them, such as decriminalizing or legalizing drugs, they're swept up in the net of libertarianism and into the camp of Ron Paul. And that's exactly why Ron Paul was a perfectly crafted candidate to gather up the disaffected youth that would not be engaged in politics at all. And he captured them. And he took them off the stage so that they will not be a force of change in this country. Instead, to follow the rabbit hole down into the fucking drain of his non-fucking running for presidency. And this is all meant to serve the GOP establishment, of course, because those people would never vote for Romney, and they won't vote for Obama. And the bonus is, they won't be involved in anything to try and make things better in this society. So Ron Paul was carefully crafted to attract that core group of his constituency, if you want to call it that, and made to be the net that would pull all of these people in to make them completely ineffective and take them out of the equation. And as for the die-hard, quote-unquote liberals in this country who refuse to side against a quote-unquote Democrat because of some ridiculous notion that one side is better than the other side of the two-party, same-party fucking system that we have, will continue to support Obama even if he comes and guts their fucking children in front of them. And, of course, what do you have left? You have a certain segment of the population that is going to support Romney simply because they think it's the better choice, when there is no choice. It's the same fucking thing. And just because Romney is not outlining his plans to gut you and fucking fillet you and steal everything that you have, even shit that's nailed down for the wealthiest of the wealthy, that's exactly what he's going to do. So why aren't there people in the streets? Why aren't there uprisings and protests in this country? Well, the answer is very simple. Because the people who have guns are pacified. They're the ones that are sitting home with their guns saying, let somebody come and take it from me, rather than going out and doing something productive to try and change society for the better. And all of those libertarian-leaning young people that were caught up in the web of Ron Paul's idiotic nonsense, I'm not really running for president campaign, are completely taken off the board. So now we have another section of our youth that has completely been undermined, just like back in the 60s and the 70s. It's just a different way, and it's better crafted. Make it seem like they're being engaged in something, when actually they're being completely misdirected into nothing. And that's the sad reality. And come next year, no matter who is president of the corporation of the United States, we're all going to be left with nothing but change and lint in our pockets, as the wealthiest of the wealthy take everything from this country and pour it into offshore bank accounts and into the coffers of the banks, the finance giants, and the corporations. And there will be no addressing the jobs crisis. There will be no addressing the homelessness. There will be no addressing the child poverty, because they don't give a shit about it. They never gave a shit about it. And they will never give a shit about it, because that's not their fucking agenda. They don't give a fuck if you die in the fucking streets. They don't give a fuck if you're thrown out of your fucking house. And yet people still think that being engaged in this political process is somehow going to result in something positive. Wake the fuck up. Do not become engaged. Do not vote for any of these scum-filled bags of fucking shit. And remove yourself from the system and start doing things to try and make a difference in your world. For all of you people who are duped and misled by the Ron Paul fucking bullshit campaign, why don't you decide to make something of your movement outside of his fucking completely faux, fake fucking candidacy, and do something to try and make positive change in this society. And for everybody else, get your heads out of your own fucking asses and wake up to the reality that is going on around us every fucking day. Thank you.